Hello, Debate Kansas City students. Isaac Allen here with you. Going to talk to you today about Student Congress and how best to prepare for the City Championship. The first big thing to understand is that the City Championship, your goal is to get to Super Session and eventually become the City Championship. You know, win the bling, bling bling. That's right. You want one of these? You'll listen to me. All right. So, biggest thing, ask questions. Be engaged in the session through the entire time. Speak early and often. That's Isaac's basic rules for Congress. And lastly, just as in any tournament, you're going to want to keep yourself with good decorum and a good attitude.
Emergency!
Wow, he's kind of weird, isn't he? But I think what he's trying to get me to talk about is that at the City Championship, there is an emergency session in Super Session, which is maybe something that you haven't come across before. This is where we will break into the Super Session and present you with a scenario that is a little that you haven't had time to prepare for. This is different than anything you've seen before. In years past, it's been on terrorist attacks. Sometimes it focuses on the economy. So you kind of have to be ready to shuck and jive. It's going to be different. You have no preparation for this. It's all got to come from up here. That's right. So, couple things on advice on how to deal with a emergency session and Super Session. First of all is keep your cool. The biggest thing is not to freak out about it. Just sit back and think about what you really believe or what you know about the situation. Second thing is be logical. That's what the judges are going to want to see. They're going to want to see a student who sits back, thinks about it, and comes up with a logical approach to solving the problem. Second of all, oftentimes students, for some reason, forget good speaking skills. When you get up, always have an introduction. Have a preview, have your main points and your conclusion. If you can look organized with a speech that the judge knows you didn't prepare before, you are going to receive substantially better marks than the person who just gets up and rambles and rambles and rambles. Another thing you can do is build yourself some stock introductions, some introductions that would work with a multiplicity of topics so you seem really polished. Another way you could prepare is during practice, have your coach give you impromptu speech ideas. So you're giving a couple 1-minute speeches on topics that you just heard, just to get sort of in the mode and practice what it's like to speak off the top of your head. The next thing you do is you can prepare in session. Once you know what the topic is and you see the proposed legislation in the emergency session, then you can outline your speech just like you would any other speech. You can come up with your introduction, your main points, and your conclusion. Relatively fast. Some of you have been doing this for a long time, some of you are new, but the longer you end up doing this, the outline really helps. It'll keep you organized. Lastly, as I said in the beginning, it's true in Super Session, they're going to be looking for who is the best senator. Ask questions. And don't just ask questions, ask good questions. Try to get at the root of the issue and try to use your questions to move debate along. Not just ask, where did you get that piece of evidence, but ask relevant facts about the situation. And lastly, be a problem solver. Try to do what you can to get things done. Other suggestions that I have for you is you can always have a quote book that you could take quotes out of to start your speech or to use as evidence as one of your main points. The other thing you can do is bring back files of evidence. All the evidence that you've collected throughout the year for other various student Congress speeches or policy debate could possibly cross-apply in this situation. So don't be afraid to have that stuff on hand for the final session because you might just have evidence that deals with the issue or you might not. If you don't, then you're going to have to come up with something, but if you do, that just puts you in a better competitive advantage. Really, the big thing, like I said at the beginning, is to keep your cool, think it through, and be the best debater you can be. I know that's possible. I'll see you soon. Keep it real.